Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. And oh my god, remember the wimpy diaper overload part 1 that I posted? I only posted 19 hours ago and already got 62 views. Thank you so much for this, guys. And I figured, well, since you like it so much, why don't we do a part 2? And before we dive into it, please remember to subscribe to this video and like and watch to the end. Anyway, let's get into it. Anyways, guys, so here we are, a little summary on what happened before, on what happened in part 1. Well, basically loaded diaper projects banned, and they're planning to actually make some money, but the doors of their van got broken. So with it broken, let's see what's gonna happen next. But then the guy saw an ad for a contest that the local car dealership was having called Hands on a Van, where the person who can keep at least one hand on a brand new van the longest gets to keep it. So they decided this was the answer to their transportation problems. Hands on a van. So basically this is a Mr. Beast video. Rajang and the other guy spent a lot of time debating which one of them should enter the contest to win that van. Bruh, all of you can enter the contest, like every single one of you. But Mackie said that if they all entered the competition, they'd have 4 times the chances of winning it. Exactly! See, Mackie has some brains. The contest started on Friday night. I think the guys were planning on this thing lasting a few hours. When it was over, they drive off in their new van. But that's not how it played out. When they got to the dealership, there was a huge crowd. And even though the contest hadn't officially started, people were already in position. Hands on a van. Once the competition got going, the rule was that if you took your hand off the van for even a second, you'd be out. That meant there were no potty breaks. And in 30 minutes into the competition, Drew was really wishing he hadn't just downed a 64-ounce soda. Drew was the first person to drop out, but a long time went by before anybody else did. And 3 hours later, everyone was still going strong. A lot of contestants had packed coolers with food, because they must have known they were in for the long night. But Roger and the others guys weren't prepared, so Roger called Mom and asked her to bring them sandwiches. Mom was too busy to drive down to the dealership, so she sent me on my bike. When I got there, I handed the guys their food. Bill was paranoid that he was going to accidentally take his hands off the van, so he kept both hands on the vehicle. And that meant I had to feed him, which was kind of awkward. Choo-choo. Everybody's just looking at her like, I stuck around for a little while, but it was pretty boring watching a bunch of people standing there doing nothing, so I went home. But in the morning, Logic's van wasn't in the garage, which meant he was still at a dealership. And I was suddenly back down there with bagels and orange juice. And even though a lot of contestants had quit overnight, there was a handful of people still in it. But some of them looked like they were ready to crack. A few contestants started playing mind games to psych each other out. One lady began singing really loud and out of tune, and some old guy opened up a can of what smelled like expired tuna. Another guy started reading the phone book from the beginning to annoy everyone else. And I guess that was too much for Mackie, because he lost his nerve before the guy even got through the B's. Briggs, Lisa, Braden, James, Brinker, Ellie. It was pretty clear that sleep deprivation was taking its toll on everyone. And one lady got eliminated for trying to pet a dog that wasn't even there. Who's my good little boy? Oh, yes, you are. Pat, pat. But what's she patting, though? I can get, it showing, the action, but usually, you know what? Let's forget about it. Tweet! A few hours later, there were only a few people left. Bill and Roderick seemed like they might fall over at any second. And they were up against a lady who looked like she could easily go another 2 days. And I think the guy was seriously considering giving up at this point. Oh my! That lady totally came prepared. I mean, she even got a TV. She got a TV, a book, some coffee. But my question, how are you going to read the book? It'll be hard. I mean, I've had to read a book one-handed sometimes, but it'll be hard. But wow, that is determination for you. But the lady was watching some game show on her TV, and when she got a question right, she lost her focus just long enough to get eliminated. Woohoo! Oh my! Oh, she came prepared, very prepared. But because she got a question right, she was like, you know what? Who cares about this van? I got the question right! Yay! I thought that was the end of the contest, but it wasn't, because Bill and Roger got into an argument over which one of them should actually win. Roger said it should be him, because all the band equipment was at his house. But Bill said it should be him, because he'd never had his own vehicle before. And those two guys were more stubborn than I realized, because neither one of them budged for 2 whole hours. Around 10 o'clock that night, Roger came up with a compromise. He said they should share the vehicle, and whenever the band didn't need the van for a show, Bill could use it. Okay, first of all, it took them like 2 hours to decide that they could share the vehicle. Seriously. Bill said he was okay with that, and they took their hands off the van at the same time and shook on it. But they probably should have checked to make sure no one was on the other side of the van and before they let it go. Because I'm pretty sure the guy who ended up winning was only a few minutes away from throwing in the towel himself. Tweet! Tuesday. At the hands-on van contest, Roger and his bandmates realized they weren't going to be playing shows anytime soon. So they're brainstorming other ways to get their music out there. They decided what they needed to do most was post a bunch of stuff on social media and build a following that way. So they created an account and started posting clips from them playing music in our basement. At Överlöde Diaper for Real posted 2 photos. Those first posts didn't get many views, so they decided to change things up by filming in more interesting places. But those videos didn't take off either. Honestly, this one kind of looks good. Like I've seen, like I don't really pay much attention to that, but like I've heard that most bands do it in that way. I mean, I like it. Like it looks good. And then the other day, Bill dropped a speaker on his foot, and Mackie was filming it when it happened. Ouch. They posted that video as a joke. It was their most popular one yet. At Loaded Diaper for Real, 526 likes. Hilarious. More like this, please. That must hurt. Honestly, the hilarious, I mean, yeah. I mean that would hurt a lot. Then they started posting a lot more stuff like that, and their channel really took off. So basically, they're injuring themselves to get 500 likes. But after a few trips to the emergency room, the guys realized that things had gotten out of control. And even though they had a ton of likes, they weren't getting their music out there, which is the whole point to begin with. So the guys went back to just posting clips of them playing music, and they lost a ton of followers. And after a while, they even gave that up because it wasn't worth the hassle. At Loaded Diaper for Real posted a video. At Susan Heffley Mom. Too loud tonight, guys. Manny is sleeping. Also, please pick up those pizza boxes or we'll get ants. Roger decided Loaded Diaper should forget about filming clips for social media and focus on making a real music video instead. So the guys have been watching all of Metal Chihuahua's early videos, and they decided their best one was for the song Dog Eat Dog, which they filmed at a kennel with real chihuahuas. Metal Chihuahua, Dog Eat Dog. And honestly, all the chihuahuas just like, who let them in? The reason that video is so famous is because nobody fed the dogs before the shoot started. And as soon as they opened the cage, the dog went after the lead guitar, so snacking on a ham and cheese sandwich. Scream! Yep. Ouch. I mean, 2 dogs biting at 2 different places. That has to hurt. There's no way. Oh no, 3 dogs biting at 3 different places. 3 different places. And one of them leaping in to bite you again. That has to hurt a lot. That could not hurt. I reckon the guys spent a lot of time talking about what they could do in their own music video at Top Metal Chihuahua. You said maybe they could shoot a video in the sewers. Sorry about that, but they couldn't figure out how to get Roger's drums down the manhole. Mackie suggested they film their song Monkey House in a real monkey house at the zoo, but they were a little worried the monkeys might act up. And then Bill said they should do a video where they parachute out of a plane. And Roger liked that idea because he said it would get people's attention. Okay, how could this go wrong? I mean, I can understand like if it was just guitars but I mean a drum, seriously? I can understand for like an all guitar band or something like that. Like that could work on actually, but like with the drums, like I mean nothing is guaranteed. Plus, I mean, why are you having a bass drum if you can't even do it with the pedals? Sorry about the little word dimmed. But Mackie has a fear of heights, so he vetoed that one. Just said maybe they could do what Metal Chihuahua did for their Dog Eat Dog video, only with babies. I don't really think you can do that. And everyone seemed to like that idea because they couldn't remember anyone doing something like it before. But it turns out you can't just borrow a bunch of babies for a few hours. At least you can in the state where we live. The guys realized they were getting a little too ahead of themselves anyway, because they needed to record a song before they could start thinking about making a music video to go with it. Loaded Diapers recorded some of their music before, but they never actually used professional equipment to do it. Last year they taped a bunch of stuff on Manny's tape recorder, but I guess the playback quality isn't great on those things. And anyway, Mom erased everything they recorded after they got a call from the teacher at Manny's preschool. Your arms are waving as you get on your feet, your stomach swaying like you ate some bad meat. Roger said it was time to do things the right way and record their music in a real studio. But just like everything else, those types of places cost a lot of money. So Bill asked his grandma if he could be a few months late with the rent. What gave the guys just enough money to pay for some time in the recording studio. Even though they only needed one song to make a music video, they decided to record enough songs for a whole album. Roger said when Metal Chihuahua was big, bands used to put out albums with the cool artwork on the record covers. Sorry about that. And he's got a few of their best albums on the wall above his bed. Metal Chihuahua, Dog with a Bone. Metal Chihuahua, In the Doghouse. Wayne, Sebastian, Warwick, Stu. Roger says that nowadays people don't appreciate album art because they can just download music on their phones. His plan is to release Loaded Diaper's first album as a vinyl record, so that art can be really big. Loaded Diaper, Out of the Crib. First of all, who's going to listen to rock music on like a gramophone? Roger and his bandmates went to a recording studio downtown today, and they decided to tag along. And there was one room where their engineer had a bunch of computers, and another room with lots of instruments and microphones. I guess the guys were pretty excited about the different instruments, because as soon as they saw them, they had to play everyone. Shake, shake, plonk, plonk, plonk. Eventually, Roger could tell it was time for them to get serious. I thought they started recording songs right away, but they hadn't even decided which ones to put on their album yet. And if you ask me, they probably should have figured that out before they got to the studio. It turns out Loaded Diaper has over 50 songs, and they spent a lot of time trying to whittle it down to the 10 they want to record. Anyways, guys, this will be the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe and like into this video. And what's gonna happen with, like, are they gonna run out of time? What's gonna happen? Anyway, see ya.